Man, that was some awful music. That music was bad. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this fist fight weekend. Alright. Man, what a weekend of fights. Those fights were... sorry, I need to stretch. Kind of need a comfier chair. This chair's just... let's see. Well, what do we have here? Man, I'm so underprepared for this. Alright, as you can see, this was our... Alright, let's start with this weekend's card. Evloev versus Murphy. And first thing I have to say about the main card, the main event, was that I was surprised of the approach that Evloev took. It completely blew my mind. I did not see that coming at all. The fact that he straight up chose to kickbox with Lerone Murphy for almost shoot. When are you gonna shoot? Like, takedown, something. And Evloev was not about that. He just wanted to for some reason kickbox, which, to my surprise, a lot of people are calling the fight a robbery. To me, it was like, to me, I felt like this fight was basically judged on optics. That's just my opinion. I don't know what the judges were thinking, but to me, it was on optics. Let's go to my live scene real quick. I disappeared from the camera a bit, but that's cool. Again, freaking ads. Alright, right here, as you can see, the judges' scorecards. You see Ben Cartledge. He scored the first round. Evloev, which, in my opinion, I don't know what the fuck first round he was watching. Like, the first round was close. You know, the first round was close, but I do not think to have taken the first round. And it's the same thing for Derek Clary. He gave the first round to Evloev also, which, in my opinion, I'm like, yeah, the first round was close. You know, two judges gave him the first round, and then Ben Cartledge and Derek Clary, they're like copying each other's homework. It's like, geesh. I'm like, look how identical their card is, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I think Clemens really is the only one who got that fight right, because to me, the fight was a draw. Like, let's be honest. Like, that point deduction in the fourth round, it made that fight a draw. So let's take Clemens, all right, out of the equation. Oh man, my sinuses are killing me. So let's take Clemens out of the equation and let's look at Ben and Derek here. It's like, dude, you two must have been judging this fight solely based off of optics. Because if you look at the optics of the fight, especially the end of the fifth round, Lerone Murphy couldn't even stand up. Dude was just laying there on the octagon canvas, and I think sometimes judges take that into account. I'm not saying that they do all the time, but sometimes I really do think that judges do take that into account. I'm not going into every fight card, like judges' decision, to show you what the judges thought or not. I just wanted to point that out because some people online are saying it was a robbery. In my personal opinion, I think it was a draw. But I rewatched the fight today and got like a fresh, like non-biased view of it. At the end, at the very end, I had this like feeling like it kind of felt like after like at the third round, the fight really started swinging towards Evloev's favor. Before that, it was all Lerone Murphy. It was like even though like Lerone Murphy was just counterattacking, it was mostly him doing the work. It was like he was being pressured backwards, but the damage was being done by him. But during the third round, Evloev he changed that. He started touching him up, and then added his wrestling. He added his Russian sambo into it and got the fight to the ground. Although credit to Lerone Murphy, he popped right back up, and it was business as usual. They were fighting, and to be honest, after the third round, also most of the striking exchange started to feel like it was in the favor of Evloev, especially when it came to damage. Evloev was starting to do more damage. Like in the fourth round, we got the unfortunate 2 groin strike plus the point deduction. I feel like if in a perfect world where that point deduction did not happen, it was just a warning. In a perfect world where that did not happen, because we would not have a 10-9. We would not have a situation where we could say, okay, this is clearly a 9-9 round. Because after that, Evloev was just literally on the offense. He was beating the crap out of Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy was surviving. Like, let's be honest. Like now we know that he popped his hip or something happened. Like something happened to his hip. Like to be honest, from round 3 on, it was really Evloev beating the shit out of Murphy. Excuse the language, but that's the reality. That's what happened. Evloev was just eating his food at this point. And like if anybody expected a finish from Evloev, like I wish I had that little Xbox pop up where you have unlocked a new skill or whatever. Well, you would have unlocked a new skill of having hope that Evloev will ever finish someone in the UFC. You could give Evloev Dennis Seaver in 2 months. Evloev will beat Dennis Seaver by decision. This dude is a decision merchant, and he is the best at it. And low key, I think that's a problem in the UFC now. It's like we got. I mean, I'm not gonna say the fight on Saturday. It was pretty entertaining. Like, it was a good back and forth. But the UFC is starting to have a lot of these like guys who just, you know, excuse the language, but they basically just wrestle fuck you. So that's becoming a problem. I mean, skill wise, I love seeing it. I love seeing the grappling. I love seeing the exchange. I love seeing the jiu-jitsu. But entertainment wise, I can picture someone who just want to see like world star type of knockouts watching the UFC, and you're like, man, this shit is boring. I get it. Wrestling and grappling is not for everybody, but Evloev and even Lerone Murphy showed some beautiful uh grappling exchange. But let's move on. We had Luke Riley versus Oswell. That was a good fight. I'm not gonna say it was the greatest fight I've seen. It was a great fight. It was a great show up for Luke Riley. Like, his debut, that is a way you make a debut. He did not flop that. Like, Michael Oswell Jr. He came in to show this kid, like, yo, you're not just coming to show up in the UFC and just run me over like I'm easy eats. Dude was like, I am standing my ground and we are fighting this. And that fight was one hell of a fight. I ain't gonna lie. It was one hell of a fight. Like I say, it's not gonna be like, I don't think it's gonna be like fight of the year or anything, but it's one of these fights that on the main card, like, you definitely, it was like, man, what a good, like, most UFC debutante, they fall into the category of like, they fight an opponent that they completely obliterate in like the first round, or the second, third round comes around and they get the shit beat out of them. But Luke Riley was not the case with Luke Riley, man. This kid showed up and he put the beating on Max Oswell, and Max Oswell, well, I'm calling him Max Oswell, which is miss well, we'll be right back, folks. My brain will be right back, folks. And it's right back. Michael Oswell Jr. Luke Riley. Was I calling him Mike Riley this whole time? Jesus Christ. Deep in the earth, me get me ganja. Babylon come. Alright, let's get serious. Alright, Luke Riley really came in and he showed that he belongs in the UFC. He didn't come in and just got a flashy knockout. Dude fought for his bread, and honestly, bro, I'm gonna say this, bro. I was impressed. I was impressed with the toughness, but moving forward, I don't want to see him in too many fights like that. Just for the reason, like, he is still young. I think he's 24, if I'm not mistaken, but he's still young. I'm not gonna look that shit up right now. The point is, he's still young, and if this is his first fight in the UFC and his second fight in the UFC's like that, I don't think that's a healthy way to be fighting, to be taking that much damage. I feel like in the future, he should probably, like, his footwork is really good, but Like, if I had a criticism, which I really don't have much criticism on his performance, he did a very good job in that fight. If I have a criticism, it would be like, dude, when you start getting tired, keep the motherfucking hands up, because Michael Oswell was just putting putting some shots in, and like it did not look good for my boy, bro. Dude looked like he was about to go out. And watching the fight, I was like, oh my god, is he gonna get knocked out? Is Riley gonna get knocked out? I'm like, bro. And it's like the kid showed some toughness, and I respected. Like, I really respected his game. And hands up, more head movement. Keep doing your thing. You're a one tough kid. Luke, welcome to the UFC. I am looking forward of some I'm looking forward of seeing great things. That's what I'm looking forward of. Unlike our other fighter who was the pre-co-main event, Michael Venom Page. Uh I don't know about you. I'm not feeling 22. I'm feeling every bit of 30. I ain't lying. I ain't gonna even lie. Alright, this fight was a 3-round unanimous decision. Snooze fest, my guy. And I've said it. Ever since Michael Venom Page came into the UFC, he's became a decision merchant. Is that a bad thing? No. He's winning. Winning is a good thing in the UFC if you're trying to get a title. But I'm gonna be honest. Do I see a title in Michael Venom Page future after this type of performance? Excuse me. Do I see a hold up. Never mind. Do I see a title shot for Michael Venom Page, or a fight close to a high contender type of fight for Michael Venom Page after that performance on Saturday? I'm gonna have to say hell no. Hell no. He has an amazing record, but I don't think Michael Venom Page is getting a title shot, or he's gonna like. No offense to him, bro. Like, there are better welterweight contenders out there that I feel like could fight for the title. Although in the UFC you never know what could happen, but recently, bro, Michael Venom Page, he's been his fights, they've been ass, bro. Like, I know he's winning. I know everything he's doing is technical. I know, like, the footwork. I know, like, it's beautiful, but it's not like at the end of the day, he's not really dominating in an impressive fashion. He's like the how should I say it? He's like the striking version of one of these Dagestanians, bro. Like, he's the opposite. Like, the opposite of a Dagestanian wrestler who can dominate you a whole fight and have the fight boring is Michael Venom Page. A striker who can dominate you, but the fight will be boring as fuck. That is, and excuse my French, that is basically a guarantee with Michael Venom Page. Like, this man, I believe he's 38, and there are a lot of great MMA fighters at 38. I just feel like he is no longer taking those risks no more. And I know that. I can feel why. At 38, you might not trust the chin no more. He got knocked out. And let's say let's just say on Saturday he went out there and he did something reckless. He pressed on hard, and Patterson just smacked him with a right hand or like a heavy left hook, and just dropped him, and there goes his momentum. Like right now, he still has an argument to why he has momentum. You could say he's still winning. He's beating some of the best. Like they still can't touch him, but you're still barely touching them, which I don't know. I don't know where that puts me. I don't like my feelings on Michael Venom Page right now are like they're not there, bro. They're just like I love dude's style. Like I love the way he can move in and out and not get touched and just glide around, but I feel like it's missing a little bit of offensive pressure. Like after the counter, like why are you sitting there waiting for the game to reset? Like why isn't there like more of a chain reaction? Like after you counter, like you counter the right hand and you throw your right hand back. Why don't you throw a low kick? Why don't you throw something to the body? Why don't you do something to make sure like your opponent moves somewhere the fight is more, how do I say that word, where it's more beneficial to you. Like use the like a lot of his thing is he is like a ring master. He's a sniper. Like, and I'm putting a ring master as a like I'm putting air quotes on that motherfucker because I feel like my MVP, he is a very good counter striker, but to say that he is a ringmaster, nah. A ringmaster is somebody who knows how to control the ring and make it work for his game, no matter the situation of the fight. And I feel like Michael Venom Page is not that. Michael Van Page is a guy who's just good at moving backwards. Like he's not good at putting you up against the fence and beating you up himself. Like he can set you up in certain traps. He's good at trapping you, but he is not a ringmaster. He does not really utilize the ring or the octagon or the cage or whatever you want to call it. He does not utilize it to his best advantages. He literally just moves away from you when you are moving in. That is basically his game. He moves away from you while you're moving in, and when you get adapt to him moving away from you, he switches angles on you. Like he'll turn, he'll pivot on you. He'll just be on your other side. He'll be looking like the same direction you're looking after he like pivots from you. So to say like he's a ringmaster, no, he's a master of his own footwork. He's a master of making you dance his dance. But if you could break his rhythm, break his footwork, basically by kicking his legs out, by throwing more jabs than he throw, and not like basically fight him like a Dutch kickboxer. Not reckless abandon, just pressure. Just like Douglas Lima did. Just pressure. Don't be dancing around. Don't be making it. If you try to fight a technical, calm fight with Michael Venom Page, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You just gonna have to be more creative than him. You're gonna like you don't brawl. You're gonna be more creative on how you attack him, how you feint, how you change the battlefield for him as he moves backwards. Kick him to his body. Oh no, that would not work. A kick to the body while your opponent is moving backward is basically not doing shit. Not doing shit because it wouldn't work. But mainly the type of fighter Michael Venom Page is, you would need to attack his base. You'd need to attack his body, not his head. When you throw your punches, you do not throw it to his head, because it will not be there. His head is a ghost. His head is an illusion. But most fighters are trained to hit you in the head, and it makes it to the body. And some coaches, they'll say body, head, or some shit like that. But most coaches train their fighters to hit you in the face. That is not really going to work with Michael Venom Page. First, with Michael Venom Page, you're going to have to confuse him with a kicking game. You going to have to kick him first. Get that kick. Let him know you could reach him at long range also. If he's comfortable at the long range, Michael Venom Page wins the fight at all times. If you can't make the ring, if you can't make the ring or octagon small for him, having him fighting in the corners of the octagon, you're not beating Michael Venom Page. He's a dancer, not a ring craftsman. Because if he was a real ring craftsman, most of the time his back would not be up against the cage, because people who would not aim for his head first would definitely knock him out when they start teeping him to his body, because he wants to move backwards. Fuck it, let's teep. A lot of people think teeping only works when your opponent's moving towards you. No, you could teep forward too. You could teep. Sean Strickland does it all the time. He teeps forward. He uses his jab to teep forward. And that teep forward is because he knows if he throws a jab again or a cross, your head's going to move. So he's going to need something. He's going to need a target that's there. That type of fighting style is called, I'm just going to hit you. There's really no rhyme or reason why I'm hitting you, but I'm going to hit you. You might think I'm going to be hitting your head all the time, but a minute I'm going to switch to your body. For your leg. It's just, I'm going to hit something. And the thing is, most people want to hit Michael Venom Page's head. It's like, all right, good luck with that. Good luck with that. You're not hitting his head, not clean. Not without hitting his leg or his body first. But enough of that. I don't even know why I went through that rant. My God, I said all that shit, bro. I don't even know why I said that, but I just felt like I love MVP, by the way. Like I love his style. Like, all right, our next fight, man. Main card only, because I mainly do main card. Delete say. Man, that fight was bloody. It was not the next fight, but it was one of the fights I had. You know what? In respect of the card, man, and in respect for such an amazing card, let's go to this fight. Oh my God, that's the name I couldn't pronounce. All right, Igor Boronski versus Austin Lane. That fight ended so fast. It ended faster than I thought it was gonna end. Austin Lane came out trying to make it a fight, but hey man, you play with dynamite, you get your face crushed in, I guess. I don't know. Somebody says something like that. I really don't know. But the truth is, man, Iwo, this kid was dynamite. That fight was, I mean, we all saw it coming. Austin Lane, he's been on a downward skid. Like, we've not seen like, no disrespect, like, dude's come a long way in his personal life. But if you look right there at his UFC record, he's only had one win. And that's not to bash the guy, bro. The UFC is the highest level of MMA competition there is. Like, to even get there itself is a feat. All right. I know a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, these fucking heavyweights, they get to be in the UFC, like they look like bums, they're drunk." Well, that's because out of all the bums, drunks, and the fuckloads out there, and excuse my language again, because I'm an American. I kind of, the free speech thing is beautiful. I love it. But let's not get political here. My point is, the UFC is a hard place to be. And if they can't find you, if there's not heavyweights besides those guys that the UFC bringing out there, it means there are not heavyweights that they can find out there. The other ones are busy or their contracts are signed up. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of heavyweights in the N1 FC Ryzen who would like to come in the UFC, but let's face it, with the contract deals and all the bullshit that goes into the UFC, I'm pretty sure a lot of these fighters who are overseas and don't want to be in the UFC right now is like they're making good money. They have sponsorship. They're not tied down to Reebok or whatever. I don't even know if the UFC still have the Reebok deal, but I remember back when that was a thing. It was a mess. It was a mess. So a lot of people may go like, well, look at the type of heavyweight, or the heavyweight division is shit right now. I'm not gonna lie. The heavyweight division is shit right now. That's because we don't have John Jones. We don't have Francis Ngannou. And sadly, the two guys who can fight, um, Cyril Gane, I mean, he's not the best MMA fighter in the UFC. I mean, in the heavyweights, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he's the best striker, one of the best strikers in the heavyweights, but he's not the best heavyweight in the UFC. As a matter of fact, I don't think Cyril Gane is even the best heavyweight in MMA. Period. Like, fuck it. Like, go to Asia. Like, if we want to know and I'm going off topic here, because I'm not the type of guy. I do whatever the fuck I want. I go off topic a lot. But if we want to find who the best fighters are, we should just have a tournament. And that tournament should have the 1FC champions. Alright? I'd say PFL, but PFL feel like bootleg to me because they don't have Francis Ngannou anymore, so I don't see any brand value in the PFL. I don't like, they do put in some good fight, but there's no entertainment value in the PFL. But if we're going strictly based off of entertainment, I feel like there should be a tournament versus PFL, Ryzen, and what other big. Well, those are mostly the biggest MMA promotions, and you probably could find a few MMA promotion in Russia, but I'm pretty sure a lot of super deep into it MMA fans out there know way more about it. But I would personally love to see a tournament or just fights between UFC heavyweight champions and 1FC heavyweight champions, or just a champions battle versus UFC versus Ryzen champions battle. If not champions, superstar battle, or who has the best. We have this pound for pound list, and it mainly consists UFC fighters. That's not fair. And I know in the real world, fair is not a thing. But you cannot say that the UFC has the best MMA fighters in the world when there are champions who are in the 1FC, like, who could basically dispute, like, hey, motherfucker, I'm the best fighter in the world. And for some reason, since MMA fighters are bound to their promotion contract, which is some bullshit, we will never know. Like, we will never know. And I'm not a big, like, honestly, I only watch one Friday night fights. I'm like your average Americans. I'm like I'm not par, but one bad financial decision, all right, if I put money on a yacht right now, well, the average Americans if they put the money on a yacht. But if I dare to say, if I put money on a 2026 car right now, I will have to file for bankruptcy. If I even imagine of buying a house right now, I will have to file for bankruptcy. If I even dream of it, I will have to file for bankruptcy. That's where I am in my life in America right now. So I don't really watch. I don't subscribe to a lot of freaking promotions, like a lot of Netflix and shit. I got YouTube. I'm subscribed to YouTube, and I'm subscribed to Paramount because they have the UFC now. I had to say goodbye to the ESPN. So moving on. I don't know why I was talking about that. And okay, moving on. Yeah, I would love to see a tournament. Hold up. I gotta look up something. Man, the internet is just ads. Holy sh! Wow, that page is so poorly designed. Now the BKFC page is way. Come on, one. You could do better than this. I was rooting for you. Alright, I'm not even gonna look at it. Can't even make up a website that's good enough. I'm not gonna root for you no more. Alright, so Delitse versus Duncan was one of these fights you probably would I thought would end in the first round, to be honest. I thought that fight was just gonna end early, but Delitse was like, I'm in this fight and I'm in this fight till the very end. And not for the lack of trying, bro. Your boy tried. He tried to lock. Oh man, my sinuses are killing me right now. This is embarrassing. Oh yeah, we were still talking about Austin Lin. Yeah, I mean that fight ended too quick, and I don't have anything to say besides, um, Ewo is a new addition to the heavyweight division, which is what I was talking. What I was. Oh my god, I am out here itching my nose for a million people to see it, but there's only two of us here, which is cool. My bad. Oh, my sinuses. I really do not like the spring. I like that it gets nice out, but everything growing can just fuck it. Yeah, no. All right. Yeah, Austin Lane. I see him getting cut come Tuesday or sometime later. Somebody gonna report that Austin Lane's been cut, and I won't be surprised because he's lost a lot of fights in the UFC, and I don't feel like the UFC is going to be tolerating people who are just getting by on like getting by off of losses anymore. Like the what's that guy? Man, who's that heavyweight? That Sam Alvey. These Sam Alvey days are over. You're not, like you're not gonna be racking up losing streaks in the UFC no more. So to go on this fight, Roman Delitse CLD. This fight was a very entertaining fight, to be honest. Like, to see Roman Dolidze, um, which everybody was saying, like, he really had a coin flip of a chance. Like, he probably wouldn't be able to fight back, this and that. And even I thought, like, Roman Dolidze would not be too much of a trouble for CLD, but hey, he proved us wrong. Like, he showed, like, why he's a vet. He stayed in there, and he fought, like, every round. Like, he really, like, every punch that Christian landed, Roman wanted to get that shit back. Like, he's like, nah, bro, you're not gonna hit me, and I'm not gonna not hit you back. It was like a tot for tot type of fight. Like, Roman was on the back foot at times, but my boy put up a fight. He was like, mama did not raise no hoe, and there's no hoe in me, bro. There might be two O's in my name, but there is no hoe in me. And that fight was another like impressive fight. You see, this is the weird inconsistency I do not like about the UFC. Like, when they have a numbered event and there's all this hype about the fights, the fight turns out to be 100, like, the fight card turned out to be 100% dog shit. You had two event, you had one mark event, one numbered event. The event was so dog shit, I don't even remember the number of event it was. But I do know it was Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway. And I would never in my life, all right, of watching MMA, never in my life of watching MMA would I thought I would say a fight between Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira was a dog shit fight to watch. I mean, in the perspective of martial arts, like, as like for martial artists, for most martial artists, most people are like, wow, interesting. Look how great his jiu-jitsu is and all that. And look how, like, his inability, look at his ability to nullify all of Max Holloway's weapons and all that. Like, that was like, in a way, that is amazing to watch if you are a martial artist, if you're somebody who loves to watch martial arts. But let me tell you something. About, I don't know, 70, maybe 80% of the people who are at those events, who are drinking beer at those events, and people watching those events at home, watching with friends, drinking beer, they're casual fans. They're not hardcores. They're casuals. They're drinking beer. They want to see cool knockouts. They want to see moments, that memeable moments. Or if there is a fight that includes grappling, they want to see good grappling. They want to see, like, an exchange. They don't want to see a shutout. All right? A shutout is never fun. Seeing one person beat the shit out of another person is never fun. But seeing two people beat the shit out of each other, and it's constant, like, at a constant, like, where, like, oh, this guy's getting the best of that guy, and that guy's getting the best of that guy, and that guy's getting the best of this guy, and that guy's getting the best of that guy. It becomes like one of those fights, like, it's like, oh, yeah. It's like you're not even rooting for anybody anymore. You're just rooting for the fight. You're just rooting for it to go even longer, for it to get better. Until that longer, like, oh, God, these two motherfuckers are killing each other. Then we all tend to draw the line, and we're like, ooh, this is probably a little too much. The ref should stop this. These two guys are probably killing each other at this point. But Christian Liar Duncan did show, and Roman Dolidze did show that in their fight. They really went back and forth at it. I liked it. I think it was a good fight. Will it go down in the history books as one of the greatest fights ever? I was clapping for both men after the fight was over. I didn't think the fight was really boring. I think they gave it they both gave it their all. They came out there and they came to fight. And it wasn't like one of these events where you have like a Charles Oliveira whose entire game plan consisted on play on top of Max Holloway for 25 minutes, which, if which was the only way I feel like Oliveira could win that fight. But that's a story of a past day that I don't even give a fuck about anymore. Moving on. So, moving on. We already talk about the Lane fight. So, Campbell versus Silva. That fight right here, ladies and gentlemen. Campbell, let's go back to the live stream. Let's do a little fixing. Right there. KO right there was a shocker. Like, that kind of shocked me because I did not see that coming. Like, Danny Silva by decision, yes. But Danny Silva by straight up KO, I did not see that coming. Best knockout of the year of 2026. All right. I mean, to Chris Campbell's, to Curtis, or am I calling him Chris? To Curtis Campbell's credit, okay? To the Pink Panthers' credit, he was doing good in the first round. He was doing good. He was using his jab. He was kicking. He was using his speed right. He was changing his angles, like, at the precise time. Like that right hand got close at the end of the first round. And I felt that Silva at the first round was just doing his reads. And freaking ads. After he read him in the first round, his reading was done, and it was time to fight. And when fight time came, he just did what a veteran does. He just clocked him with that right. He timed him perfectly. Hit him with the first one, got him up against the fence, knocked him down, led him back up, hit him with more, and the ref had no choice but to step in, and fight was over. I rewatched that fight today, and I was really, really impressed at the way Curtis Campbell fought the first round. I was impressed of how structured he was with his attacks. He was not overreaching anything. Like, he wasn't fighting bad. It's just that when the veteran got his timing and he decided it was time to end the fight was just over. The fight was over. That was it. And let's get this done. I'm almost an hour in. All right. So for the main card, that was what we had. And this was our picks. Basically, main card picks definitely crushed it. Crushed it all. So if you ran the money line with any one of these, you probably won something. I did not go into the details of the as you can see, I don't have any of the betting odds. I just went straight up with these. These were just my picks. And then we also had a short 3-leg parlay, which also hit. It was twist was not bad at all. A straight money line parlay, which basically I think on DraftKings got me about $13, which was not bad. I wasn't playing heavy, you know. I wasn't throwing a whole wad of cash into this thing. Like I say, I'm just trying to make some gas money for the weekend. Psst, don't tell the feds I might be buying sticks with those gas money. Alright, so also we had this rounds props. This is the props that we had. We had Evloev Murphy. Fight starts round 3 over 2.5 rounds. That also hit. We had Riley versus Oswell 2.5 rounds at. No. Let me do myself this favor. No, that is not the whole thing. For some reason it doesn't. But we had Evloev by decision, basically. Not one, but that's not it. But let's go back to the actual. Yes, so we know that the Evloev fight did go over three rounds. It did start at round 3. It went over, so it was over 2.5 rounds. That did hit. And you also had Patterson and Page, knowing that Page is a decision merchant, so is Evloev. So following the decision merchant pattern, I also had the fight for Page to go by decision and over 2.5 rounds, which it did. And we had the Austin Lane fight, which this one to me was kind of a gamble. I thought the fight would at least, like when I was thinking this out, I thought at least Austin Lane would last a whole, I don't know, maybe a whole round. But then I was digging in their typologies. Austin Lane gets, Evo, my boy gets 75% of his wins by knockout. And he's never lost, never had a decision. He was the fresh kid on the block. I just kind of like, my gut tangled a little bit and said, you know what? Just this one could just hit. So I went with it. Kind of went with my gut on that one. Because I really thought that Austin Lane, like, I didn't want to trash his skills, and I don't really. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm in a position to fully trash on somebody's skills, but like I was just looking at the stats here. It was like, there ain't like, I don't feel there is a universe where Austin Lane gets out of this in the first round. So I was like, all right, under 1.5 seems decent and fair based off of the skill level and the knockout ratio. So as you could see, I don't have a cam. Give me 1 second. Oh. Oh, damn. I look cut. Hold up. There we go. All right. Let's move my big forehead out of your way real quick. Right there. Perfect. To fit it right here. All right. So then we had Riley versus Ashwell. That fight did go over the 2.5. Fight did go over the 1.5. Fight did also start in round 2. It started round 2 all the way to the third. It was a decision. Then we had Delitse. That one was one where we fumbled the bag. Delitse did not end the fight before round 3. We had it under 2.5, which did not happen. And stuff like that, when big guys are fighting each other, it does happen. It never goes out like the way you think things will go out. But we had Danny Silva versus Campbell. Also, that one, the fight did not start round 3 because Danny Silva completely annihilated Luke Campbell in the. Wait a minute. Is my memory serving me wrong? Oh yeah. But I keep calling him Luke. Either I call him Chris or Luke. I don't know why. But Danny Silva actually did defeat Curtis Campbell via knockout. So that was another one where we did not. That was another prop that we did not get. But, and again, this is MMA. Sometimes the way you think things are going to happen, it does not happen. But on the money line, though, I did have Danny Silva winning the fight. And he did. He did win the fight. But I did not think he was going to flatline or TKO Danny Silva. And then at the end of the fight, they said Scousers don't get knocked out. That's all I'm going to say about that. Which I felt like was a cool thing to say after flatlining a Scouser. Like, allegedly they don't get knocked out. Let's move on. Going to our CTE this is our decision merchant, which is Evloev, Page, and Wood versus Kata, which, to be honest, all of these, wow, my face. Oh, man. Woods versus Losane Kaitia. Oh, yeah. That one also, we went, that fight I rewatched today also, to be honest. I'm not going to say Woods won the fight. I'm not going to say he did not win the fight. Because to me, either way, I kind of felt like it was one of those fights that, like the main event, man, like, each guy had their momentum. Like, each guy had their moment in the fight. And I honestly feel like, in my opinion, Keita just did not. He was not super impressive where you could look at the fight and go like, oh yeah, he won this fight. This is his fight. We give it to him all 3 rounds unanimously. Like, he did lift a little thing, like a little bits of the parts desired there where he got a little tired, maybe even a little sloppy. But Nathan Wood is a veteran and he knows how to capitalize in those moments, and he made that happen and he won the fight. The judges said he won, so fuck it, he won. Like, I'm not dissatisfied with that result. And then we have our CTE merchants, which all completely which all except for the Duncan delete say that did not at all cut it. But we saw Sutherland versus Pierrick. Man, that's a hard name. I am sorry, my guy, if I got your name wrong. But that's I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna even try that. But yeah, that fight did end under 1 round. It did not. That fight ended perfectly. Like, it ended like a heavyweight fight should end. And we had Baraninski versus Lane. It ended pretty well itself under the first round, which, man, Lane is going to get cut. I am not gonna lie. Pretty soon, it's gonna be in the news, MMA news somewhere, that Austin Lane got cut by the UFC. I mean, if Jolton Almeida got cut for 2 bad fights, I'm pretty sure Lane could get cut too. Delitse versus Duncan. That one, it went all 3 rounds, not 5. So it did not do the under 2.5 rounds, which, and again, in UFC heavyweights and heavyweight in general, it's always a coin flip. It's either big guys, they go down boom fast, or they go down exhausted after the bell rung on their stools. That's just heavyweight MMA. And then we had this weird little balance parlay that you could do, prop parlay. It had Evloev winning by decision, Kato Wood over 2.5, and Page over 2.5, which was just a little something, you know. Well, that's basically all I had. For our fights for UFC London, it was basically a good night of fights. I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't a boring ass fight card. I assume we've been very accustomed to these big UFC events and big numbered events where we think that these fights are gonna be so amazing, and we all tune in, and then it's like, here's your main event. These two guys are fighting, and these two guys are stalling, and now that this fight is done and over with, we got Joe Daddy Pyfer. Is that his name, Joe Daddy Pyfer? That'd be a weird fucking. What's his body bags? What? That's because they put him in a body bag. He's gonna become a body bag. And that right here, bro, is the weird thing about these guys, wrestling guys, or guys you would assume is a wrestling guys in MMA. They, for some reason, low key have. Man, I hate ads, bro. They low key have some serious serious KO, like high KO winning ratios. Which, how are you guys doing that? All right, y'all. My lips are getting dry, so I'm not gonna stay here too long speaking into this mic. I don't even know how loud I'm speaking. I don't even know if any of this was loud enough for anybody to hear, but who cares? I will eventually break this down before the fight, but just know, whenever I break this down, there will not be I won't. Listen, guys, I promise I will get better and structured at doing this, and it's just not at this very minute, bro. Like, not right now. I could make an excuse up, but like Afro Man said, because I got high, because I got high, because I got high, la la la, that. And that's my reason, and that's my only reason I'm giving you right now. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am doing my best to beat the habit. I'm doing my very best. I am taking my turmeric and listening to old Joe Rogan about when he was more about selling you vitamins and bullshit and ayahuasca. And I've been doing my push-ups, but not a lot. Not a lot. I've been running more though. I don't know why I shared all that. That's just some stupid bullshit, I guess. I just wanted to share with y'all. But overall, I am going to find my way to my bed. I am tired, and I do have a job in the morning that I must go and tend and keep my spot at if I want to get a paycheck. So I will be seeing y'all in a near future. I don't know how near and how far that future really is. It's just a matter of me turning on this laptop and getting to it, which I promise I will be there. I'll be more consistent because, to be honest, I'm having fun low-key doing these things. Like, the whole headache of trying to figure out what I'm going to say and the anxiety of just being online, being exposed, having my face, having people seeing me. The pressure is kind of fun. It's a little fun. I like it. And I'm gonna come back every now and then to get my little taste, because anything that's fun is a dopamine hit. So every now and then I will be consistently coming here, taking my little, that, because cocaine is expensive. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it is expensive habit to have. I've never done cocaine. It's just I've looked up the prices just for educational reasons. I have looked up the prices of cocaine. I've never done cocaine. Okay, and I'm not trying to deflect some guilt of doing cocaine in the past. I have never done cocaine. I'm just saying. I've done some research for educational purposes on cocaine, and I found out an 8-ball is not freaking cheap. Ain't no way I'm paying $200 for anything. That's just gonna be done and gone in like 3 freaking minutes. Like, I ain't doing that, my guy. No. I'm not cheap. I'm just about maximum satisfaction. It's not gonna buy me enough to last me 2 weeks. It's not enough. Yeah, that's not enough. No. But enough of my rambling. I'm about to be out of here, and I'll see you guys soon. I promise. I will see you soon. I'll be here. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we